me a pencil. Crayon, quickly.
Oh, it's you.
Yes, it's me, Duncan Kleist.
Kleist, the great poet.
Kleist the greatest. Where's your marking pencil?
In my pocket.
Give it to me.
Well, tell a poem. You're a poet. Tell a poem.
Dabba 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 dabba, you mean brackish little merchant. Dabba dabba, there's a poem for you. Give me this. Now, I need some stamps. Do you have any? I have a poem for you. Only the dead are honestly arrayed. The touch of a corpse, all the earth is equal. The marble silk mausoleum, the warm rotted box, are idiot empty, the same.
Duncan, give me back those manuscripts. I paid you for them, Duncan. They belong to me.
Among other wet, sweet irrelevancies are tears and flowers. We think truth a fire, to burn up the blackness of the time beyond.
You took what isn't yours. You got no right to do that. Give me back my manuscripts.
We consume our lives in hot, sick flames of the fear of nothing.
Now you're gonna get it. You got me mad. You're gonna get it. I always wanted to kill you!
To obtain rights, meanings, and missions. To murder each other in the name of our just murdered children.
Give me that envelope!
Life is the wild eye, truth its fever, death its beauty.
Dirty swine!
And only the dead are honestly arrayed.
Duncan Kleist was not a great poet. He was a poet, an all-out, unadulterated, outrageous Greenwich Village poet. Now he is dead, and it will be discovered who killed him. But that's not important. Duncan Kleist chose to live as an apostle of absolute purity. He became in actuality the corrupted angel of his own conscience. Only one way remained for him to keep faith with himself. He chose to die.
dead for less than an hour. Severe contusions on his head and face, apparently caused by some sharp, heavy object.
Stamp cards all over the place. Stamp machine broken open. Now, what do you make of that?
Well, somebody wanted some stamps.
Incredible, my dear Watson.
I mean, somebody without any money and in a hurry.
That fits everyone I know.
Listen, Frank, we better get what prints we can off those stamp covers, also the machine. I'm gonna call Mike.
Right.
All right, you can take over. He's all yours.
Hello, Mike. Adam. Listen, Mike, Frank and I are down here in the village on 4th Street. Yeah, the poet Duncan Kleiss was found lying in the street, beaten up. He's dead. Do you want to come down and have a look around before they take him away?
I can't make it.
What's wrong?
Well, when I bent over this morning to tie my shoes, I could hardly straighten up. I got shooting pains right down my right leg. My back feels paralyzed.
Or did you call a doctor?
This morning to play golf.
Well, is there anything I can do?
Keep me informed.
Okay.
That's not enough. Now, look, when something like this happens around here, don't you call the police?
Around here? Well, when it doesn't happen, officer, that's when I call the police.
Officer, I recognize that man. I was on admitting yesterday when he was checked into the alcoholic ward.
He didn't stay very long, did he? Who admitted him?
Dr. Henningsen.
Henningsen. Thank you.
Get me the admitting card for Duncan Kleiss. Way he drank, he would have been dead 3-6 months anyway. That didn't seem to worry him. He was contentious about it. Discourteous. Totally uncooperative.
Consciousness, Dr. Henningsen, is as material a force in the body as alcohol and a good deal more potent. Therefore, it follows, gentlemen, you have no more right to withhold whiskey from me than you have to forbid me my own thoughts.
I beg to differ with you, Kleist. No one has yet proved that consciousness in any form enlarges and deteriorates your liver. It has been proved, however, that alcohol specifically does.
In any case, it's my own liver.
We're sending you away.
By whose edict?
Mine? We're going to dry you out.
My existence is sufficiently desiccated now.
It's your only chance to survive.
Look, in the name of medicine, mercy, good fellowship, art, humanity, cynicism, any cause you desire, foul or sacred, gentlemen, please let me have one, just one lousy little drink.
Kleist. Let's face this fact. You are dying.
Dismissed.
Dismissed.
All metaphysically congested medical muckers are hereby dismissed.
Next. We caught him trying to sneak out 3 times. 4th time, he made it.
What times you caught him? Did he say anything?
Outside of great ringing profanities, only that he had to go. Something was eating at that man.
Doctor, who's listed as his next of kin?
He wrote here, none worthy of it.
Well, is there anyone given to contact in case of an emergency?
Mildred Pepper, 26 Barrow Street.
All right, Doctor, thank you very much.
All right.
I was his floor mop. His skinny, ugly nag. I cut his toenails and his hair. I worked and supported him for 20 years. I did the washing, the cleaning, and the cooking. I did the worrying, the lying, and the cheating. I was his wife, his mother, his daughter, his anytime best friend. So you say he's dead. All right, he's dead. I don't care.
When did you see him last?
Yesterday,
Did he come here?
he always came here. Even after I left him. He had nowhere else to go.
Will you give me a drink?
No,
Will you give me money to buy a drink?
I will not.
They were going to institutionalize me. I had to escape through a fire exit.
You should have let them put you away.
I'm supposed to be dying.
Then you should go back to the hospital.
You must feel something in the way of concern, pity, something.
I do. I'm sorry.
Is that all?
That's all done. Any other feelings I might have had you exhausted long ago.
What feelings? You came to me loyal, slavish, wretched little martyr. You left me, you were disloyal, unslavaged, wretched little martyr. True, you learned something there. As to your other purported feelings, they never existed. Except when I evoked them. When I stopped evoking them, you stopped feeling them.
You may leave now, Duncan.
I was the poet prince in your life. You could not otherwise have been so ennobled. I demand that you recognize this.
I do, poet prince. I did for 20 years. Remember, it was I who washed your filthy socks.
What else did you expect to do for me? Oh, you poor, pale little thing. That's what you were, Mildred. At best, a bit of a sphinx. A sphinx, alas, without a secret.
You are not to come back here anymore.
It may well be that I'm dying. At any rate, I have one last battle to fight. Won't you help me?
So have I. Won't you help me?
All the original handwritten manuscripts of my poems are in the hands of the Philistines. See, after you left me, I bartered them away. One poem after another, I bartered them all for booze. The purest evidence. The only true evidence of my life. I bartered away. Now, if I'm going to die, I insist it's in war with my enemy. Not as a victim. Not as a cowardly casualty of myself. I must have those manuscripts back. Mildred, I need money. A lot of money.
Where would I get a lot of money?
Well, in a matter like this, I think it would be more than correct if you would humiliate yourself. Get it from your family.
I have never asked my family for money. Why must you have the manuscripts back?
Give it to someone.
Who?
Not you.
Of course not. Who?
Gloria Christmas.
You say he's dead. All right, he's dead. I don't care. I'm not going to cry about it.
Well, can you tell us the names of any persons that would have engaged in that kind of bartering with him?
Could have been anyone he ever met in any bar, anyone he knew or didn't know.
Well, who is Gloria Christmas? Are you acquainted with such a person?
Intimately. He always told me all about her.
Where can we find her?
Well, you can find her sometimes in Queens, sometimes in the Bronx. Her real name is Catherine, or Judith, or Debbie, maybe Sally. She's aged 17 to 40. Quite pretty. She goes to college. She's written one short story. Or maybe she's unhappily married to a businessman. She's taking an extension course at NYU. Yeah. Oh, yes, I know, Gloria. Christmas.
Hi, baby.
Hi.
How's he doing?
He is a terrible patient.
Did you mention the corset idea to him?
No, not me.
Swell. Thanks for helping me out.
You're welcome. How about a tray?
Very good. How about a hat?
Thank you very much.
Hello, Mike. How's it going?
It's only soup.
Now, how is soup going to help a bad back?
You know, I remember one time Libby, she had a bad back, and they fitted her with a special corset.
Is Frank covering all those bar rooms in the neighborhood?
Yeah, he and two other men. If he traded the poems in the neighborhood, we're going to know about it.
Whose fingerprints were on those stamped covers?
His.
Your soup is getting cold.
Whose Gloria Christmas?
I don't know, Mike. Maybe it's just a poetic symbol.
Oh,
What's the matter?
give me that phone book, will you, please? Now, here's a name for you. Pansy Paradise. Get this. Hilda Heaven. There's a poetic symbol for you. And under Christmas, Penelope Christmas. If Penelope, why not Gloria?
All right, okay, Mike. Maybe you're right.
First you give me soup for a bad back, now poetic symbols.
I have to get back to the grind. I'll see you then.
Yum.
Stanley Dortner. He's a half-owner and bartender at a joint called a Turn-On Horatio Street. He came in voluntarily. He's the guy that Kleist traded the poems to. Now, I heard his story, but you better hear it, too.
Mr. Dortner, I'm Detective Flint. Mr. Dortner, I wonder if you'd tell me the story you just told this officer.
Okay, I'll try. First of all, as I've already said, I don't have the poems with me anymore. They were stolen from me last night while I was asleep.
You told me Kleist took them.
I told you I thought Kleist stole them. I didn't actually see him take them. It just naturally figures that way.
Suppose you start from the beginning. All right, now Kleist comes into your place yesterday. Now, what time was that?
Well, it's about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I see him coming into the place. He's already mad at me.
All my poems must be returned to me immediately.
I knew this was going to happen. Remember, Duncan? I told you exactly this was going to happen.
We're going to have a terrible fight, for which I need some fortification. Behold, the man who owns my original manuscripts, refusing me a drink.
Duncan, what has one thing to do with the other?
You're not a good man.
I am a good man. I deal fair and square, and I don't take advantage of people.
If you were a good man, you'd give those poems back.
Do me a favor. Take them back. Just for what they cost me. No more, no less.
Are you out of your head? Where would I get money?
I'm not out of my head. If I gave them back to you for nothing, then I'd be out of my head.
Just this once. Be a sucker. Lose your mind. Lose your money. Let the whole world fall apart just this once. Stanley, I must have those poems. The projected unity of my being, my gestalt and continuance depends on that.
Duncan, do you expect me to understand what you just said?
Yes.
Well, I'm sorry, I'm not that intelligent. I have trouble even reading big words. What is it you're asking? You want the poems back because you feel you should have them back. Is that what you're asking?
I'm asking that you feel that I should have them back.
Wait. Did I work hard for the money the liquor cost me to pay for your poems?
You did.
Did I carefully explain to you that I didn't care to go into such a deal with you in the first place?
Yes.
And you knew it was done out of goodwill and no other reason?
Do you want me to come back here tonight and make a big scandal out of all this? Maybe smash up your whole place?
All right, don't threaten me, Duncan. You don't.
You want to hear how I put Justino's out of business?
Duncan, change the subject.
I'm a sick man, Stanley.
Try a little dose of self-respect.
Whatever has to be done to get my poems back will be done. Certainly, whatever I had to do to write them.
You did come back last night. Put on quite a show.
Oh, we'll get to that. How much did you have invested in the poems?
Close to $500. Look, let me explain something. Now that he's dead, he can't be hurt. It was Kip Harris, Clyde's friend, that put me up to buying the poems. You know, Kip Harris, the writer. He's always on television with his young wife.
What do you mean he put you up to it?
Well, he said that Clyde wouldn't take any money from him. They had some kind of old, wacky relationship that went way back.
Frank, call Kip Harris.
Here. As I was saying, he came in last night.
Who was Gloria Christmas?
Ask Santa Claus.
Christ was conscience. Mine, others, his own. He had a virginal Iowa farm boy's outrage and indignation against all authority, any restriction of the individual, any surrender of personal identity. It was a true and permanent anger. He was the purest, most moral, most rugged individualist of us all. I know how he died. I can easily guess who killed him. I just wonder if Kleist finally believed that it was really worth the price. He came in yesterday.
I'm here to sharpen my sword's ego and to inflame the steady good blaze of my soul. And what are you allegedly writing there on that too literary leathery success-stained desk?
An article.
Article about what?
About me.
What rusty, pockmarked, re-chromed lie have you still left to tell about yourself?
The one they bought.
Why is this rocking horse so large?
I had it specially made up for the child.
Which child? The actual child? The child of your guilty, genial, corrupt, self-loathing, fat-living sense of failure?
Get off that.
Make me!
Would you like me to throw you out? Where were you this morning?
The alcoholic ward.
What did the doctor say to you?
You know very well what the doctor said he wouldn't be asking me.
Did you believe them?
I do.
Why did you come here today?
To get drunk.
Do you want any money? You can have it, any amount.
You spoke to Mildred. She never fails to betray me. No, not money, not from you.
Please, Duncan, let me do something for you.
Face the truth.
About what?
Who is the source, the wellspring, the heart and soul, the thrust up of passion and purity around which you daily do your cheap, tinseled, cynical little literary dance?
You.
Hail, Gloria Christmas! Hail, Gloria Christmas!
And then I threw the bum out.
Uh-huh. I see. And there's no Gloria in your family. All right. Sorry to trouble you. All right, now we have one version of what happened last night at the Turn-On Cafe, the owner's version. Now I'd like to hear your version. Who'd like to start?
Well, how can we tell him in advance?
By itself.
Now, wait a minute. Just wait a minute. Now, suppose you start, and you two join in when it's necessary.
Well, we date regularly, and we go to the village as often as not. And last night we're in this place, and I saw him come in. Thank
Reconsider giving my poems.
It wouldn't be right.
Don't force me to make a shambles here.
So far, it's been a dull night. Make a shambles.
Stanley, I'm truly desperate.
I know.
Good evening, Mr. Kleist.
Do we improvise tonight?
Those of us who can do.
Those of us who can, don't. Open your secret door. I am here with all your flowers.
What do you say?
I don't know.
I said, open your secret door. I am here with all your flowers. I have kept them fragrant for you all these years.
Really? Come on now.
Walk out with me into the dark, aching dream where the shadows are silver and the sky is securely ours.
Are you listening to all this, Sheldon?
Yes, Beverly. I'm listening.
Be kind to the clumsy hand, the rasp of too anxious desire. Escape all embarrassment.
I think it's time to go.
Emerge from the velvet wondering to imagined loveliness.
You better stop this. It's too much.
Look, we'd like to be excused now.
I am the wanting disbelief, the waiting eyes, the still unlit moment when the moment ends. I begin with that knowledge. I know where the flowers are.
Slob Snob, 57th Street. Sweet, brisk boy. Dear devil mine. Me. Play ball. Switch hitter. Love unlisted phone. Me. Born John. Name changed to fit. Me. Terrible Wednesday. She fell down laughing. Snob slob. Me. Laughing. Both. At slob snob.
or be in the studios, if I am to be in the quiet halls and clubs, quiet at tea, if I am to talk calmly at dinner when evening falls, if I am to breathe when it is night and millions are awake, moving like a sea, not human, not known, when they have no voices but they have mouths and eyes, when they have no meaning to me, to themselves, to the earth, but they are alive. If I am to live, if I am to breathe, I must walk with them a while, laugh with them, stare and point, pick one and follow him to the rotted wharves, write my name under his in gray latrine, John Standish, artist.
I must follow him, screaming as he does, through the docks, basements, tenements, wharves. Follow him till he sleeps, and kill him with a stone. Written in 1936 by Kenneth Fearing. A splendid improvisation.
Open your secret door. I'm here with all your flowers. Written in 1897 by Walter Ivy Brom.
Whoa there, poet. Whoa there now. Whoa there. Whoa there, poet.
My poem!
Whoa there.
Yeah, make him give me my poem. My poem! My poem! Make him give me my poem!
Whoa there, poet.
He has my poems!
Who knows now if you even wrote them?
He has my poems! Make him give them back! Please! Please! Make him give them back!
Let's see the board, huh?
How does the back feel, Mike?
Terrible. How's yours? What are you doing, Frank?
Making coffee.
Where's Adam? Excuse me.
Sure.
I'm Mike Parker. Adam, are you taking me into that trance with you, or are you coming out to talk to me?
Mike, I found this book of his collected poems in a second-hand bookstore. I bought it. Cost me only $1.50. Pretty good poetry. You know, there are not very many people around who can write good poetry.
Adam, that's not the greatest tragedy in the world, is it?
No, I suppose not. But if you read this poetry, Mike, you're in the presence of sensitivity, courage, honesty. This man, Kleist, he really wanted people to be their best. To be real and to be true to themselves and to each other. He cared about people. He cared very much. a pity. Why couldn't they care as much about him?
Oh, Frank, bring me up some of that tired coffee, will you?
Yes, sir.
Now, look, the man was thrown out of the Turn-On Cafe. He didn't have his manuscripts. Now, was it then that he decided to go back and get them no matter what?
I wouldn't know.
Well, I think you do know. You know more about Duncan Kleiss than anybody else. You didn't exactly own this man. Other people did appreciate him, too. He was murdered, Mr. Harris. It's no longer your private affair.
We'd returned from the theater. We were having drinks with some friends.
Kip, darling.
Yeah. Excuse me. What's up now?
Nothing trivial.
Would you like to come inside and join us?
I've already joined you. I come cringing like all your world. To confess, conform, and depart.
Well, come on inside and let's hear you excoriate yourself.
I've come for the money.
All right. How much?
500. $500. Harris, I'm words that were. Words that frighten me. Words I drank away. My time has come, and I'm craven before it. I was bought, and the true price of the unbuying is death. I refuse to pay it.
Who'll get those poems eventually?
See, I'm going back to the hospital and request that they put me away. There is no eventuality. I'm going to be living mummified forever.
I'd like to have those manuscripts. I value them.
They were meant for Gloria Christmas. Harris, I don't want to die. I don't want to die.
Remarkable discovery. Well, come on in and join the club and live it out like the rest of us.
And only the dead are honestly arranged. The touch of the corpse, all earth is equal. Marble, silk mausoleum, and warm rotted box. Our idiot empty the same. Among other wet, sweet irrelevancies, our tears and flowers. We think truth of fire to burn up blackness of the time beyond. We consume our lives in hot, sick flames of the fear of nothing and obtain rights, meanings, and missions to murder each other. in the name of our just murdered children. Life is the wild lie, truth its fever, death its beauty. And only the dead are honestly arranged.
My name is Adam Flint. I'm a detective. I wonder, do you know a poet by the name of Duncan Kleist?
Kleist, the greatest. Abba, babba, abba, dabba. Came by yesterday, took my crane away. Abba, babba, abba, dabba.
I wonder, can you tell me about yesterday?
Yeah. Very early in the morning, see? He comes behind me and grabs me, see?
I knew it from the start. This is a deal for the birds, not for you, Stanley. I thought quietly to myself, what do you know about poets? I was asleep. I heard a noise. I woke up. It was early in the morning. You stealing the poems now, Duncan?
Don't try to stop me.
I won't. Just nicely hand them over.
Never!
Never is not a sensible word.
We are implacable enemies, Stanley. One of us has to die.
I am not your enemy, and I'm not ready to die even if I were.
Get out of my way.
Give me those poems. Give me back those poems, Duncan.
They belong to Gloria Christmas.
Who?
A little girl.
Your granddaughter or something?
How should I know?
Well, where does she live, this little girl?
She'll live in my hometown when she's born.
And when will she be born?
It's hard to say. A year, 10, 100. Sometime in the future.
Duncan, you're a terrible man. You're a terrible, terrible, terrible man. I can't stand you. If you had a wife, a brother, a child you wanted to leave them to, all right, maybe I could make some kind of an adjustment, but a Gloria Christmas that exists only in your head, that's unfair, that's mean, it's terrible.
I'm gonna mail them off. And there they'll be, waiting in the post office until the day she comes for them. She'll say, "My name is Gloria Christmas. Is there anything here for me?"
They'll rot in that post office. That girl will never be born. Duncan, it's not right what you're doing.
They go to Gloria Christmas.
Over my dead body they go.
From the day I came to life, you suffocated me. Slow, good, standard man. Stupendous fact of clay. You smothered me. Stanley, you are the gray, compressive death.
I hate you.
You are worse than my enemy, because I don't hate you. You are the good folk who permit all events at an even pace, wars, progress, and poets. And you run the world and make it always never yours.
I knew it from the start. Get out of my way! I went after him. He tried to mail them off to this Gloria Christmas that isn't yet born. He never made the mailbox. And the poems went down the sewer. Down the sewer. Yeah, you can say I killed him. I did. But he's dead, and I'm alive. I ask you a fair question. Who killed who?
Got him?
There are 8 million stories in the naked city. This has been one of them.
This has been a Screen Gems film presentation. Herbert B. Leonard, executive producer.